to go through and check out the first presentation for this week. We're going to go on to the second one now. I want to talk about sources of supply. So, mentioned already, there is groundwater. This is what makes up most of our local supply here in Southern California. And there is also surface water, right? In some places in the world, surface water is their main supply, is their local supply, right? If you live next to a river, then that's gonna be your local water supply. However, in Southern California, we don't have a lot of surface water. So this is what we are importing primarily from Northern California from the Colorado River. So, of those surface water supplies, we'll talk about the major ones, right? Los Angeles Aqueduct, Owens Valley, Colorado River Aqueduct, Hetch Hetchy, which is an interesting project. It's specific to the city of San Francisco, just like the Los Angeles Aqueduct is specific to the city of Los Angeles. Hetch Hetchy is a project only for San Francisco. It's actually, Hetch Hetchy refers to a valley. It's right next door to Yosemite Valley and was apparently just as beautiful. And they put a dam up, I believe it's O'Shaughnessy Dam, to flood the valley to create a large reservoir. And that water is then taken through an aqueduct over to San Francisco to be their main water supply. And the Central Valley Project, again, only for agriculture. Primarily, there are a couple of small farming towns that it does supply water to, but by and large, it is agriculture. It is ranching, farming. It's in the Central Valley. It's a federal project. The State Water Project, right? So that's referring to the system of reservoirs, lakes, rivers that flow into the Bay Delta, right? And is then taken from the Delta via the California Aqueduct down to Southern California, down for Metropolitan to divide up to its member agencies. Okay, so just to reinforce it, Colorado River Project, Central Valley Project, State Water Project. Those three by far make up the most water being moved throughout the state, okay? Colorado River Project is the backbone of Southern California's imported water supply. State Water Project does make up some of it. However, it is a much smaller portion than the Colorado River Project. This is what it looked like in 1922 when they were dividing up the Colorado River. They have some really interesting numbers here. At the time, Colorado was, where they were considering most of the farming to occur. California is relatively low down on this list. Unfortunately, Mexico is even further down on the list, an entire country, if you can imagine that. It is pointing out that most of the water does originate in Colorado, right? You can see none of it originates in California. None of the rain that enters that river is falling in California. It's all falling up in the northern states up here, and then it's flowing down towards New Mexico, Nevada, California, etc. Ultimately, water requirements, California's there, Mexico's there, but it's small. In comparison to what our actual water requirement is, it's minuscule. So they had a great idea to build this project. However, I don't think anybody ever saw coming the amount of people, the amount of water that's going to be required to keep these western states going.